It's like the nerd question everybody asks. And no, you know what? I'm nervous, but I'm more nervous at the fact that there's so many people that grew up in Sussex County in such a confined area. It could get nasty by the end of tomorrow night. So, first and foremost, I want to collectively thank all of you for being here. I know there's people here who left small children at home. I know, hang on, bud. I know there's even people here who have 4 small children at home, so I want you to know that it's not lost on Tara Lynn and I, the sacrifices that all of you have made to be here tonight. We were talking about it last night. We have friends from San Diego, Phoenix, Michigan, Chicago, Maine, all the way down the East Coast, folks from Miami out to Texas and all points in between. Basically from all over the country, so it means a lot to us that you're here tonight. The No Crew's here, expecting big things out of you guys this weekend. A lot of people have been talking, a lot of talk. My buddies from back home that I grew up with, you guys are like brothers to me. Thank you for being here. The DC Fishing All-Stars, a lot of rats back here in the corner. Big things out of you. I want you guys to bear with me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to take a chance, or take the opportunity in front of my closest friends and family to thank a couple people who've had an incredible impact on my life. And I promise you, if you bear with me, by the end of it, I'm going to show you a slideshow that my wife-to-be and I spent a lot of time on that will probably have you in stitches by the end of this. April, I adore you. You've become literally one of my best friends. You're an incredible older sister to Tara Lynn. You've shown us that the glass is half full approach to life is the way to go, and your optimistic outlook on every situation that's been brought in front of you is something that I admire and I look up to, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life hanging out and having good times with you. Deb, thank you so much for all your help with the dress and the wedding and the bridal shower and all that stuff with Tara Lynn. I know it's meant a lot to her, and it means a lot to me. Tomorrow, when you guys get out to the actual wedding and where we're going, you'll be amazed at some of the small details that have been put into this weekend. Heather, who's my father-in-law-to-be, Steve's wife, has gone above and beyond all mine and Tara Lynn's expectations to spend countless hours and has put in so much time and effort into this weekend. Heather and I have a pretty unique friendship and relationship. We spent a lot of time together. We've been on boat trips. We've been on vacation together. We've shared a lot of laughs. Since I met you, Heather, you've opened your arms to me and welcomed me into your family, and it means the world to me for you to not only be here tonight, but the relationship that we have is something that I really, really treasure. For those of you who don't know, Steve is Tara Lynn's father, my father-in-law-to-be. Steve and I have gotten really close over the last couple of years, and I first met Steve on Halloween in 2010, and the reason that sits pretty heavy on my heart is because it was exactly 11 years to the day that my grandfather passed away, my dad's dad. And so much like my grandfather, Steve has he has that unique quality about him where he goes out of his way every time he's around his friends and family to make sure that everybody else is happy, that everybody else is having a good time, and that everybody's okay before he stops and takes a look at himself or worries about himself. Steve's been there for me. He's been an incredible friend. Steve, I'm telling you in front of my parents, my grandparents, my friends and family, I'm honored to take your daughter's hand in marriage tomorrow, and I will do whatever it takes. I swear to you in front of these people to make that girl the happiest girl in the world. It's funny, sometimes I drive around Delaware when I go back home and I visit some of my friends and family, go by, see Fletch, shoot some birds, hang out, whatever we're doing. And I'll often find myself pausing and seeing something that reminds me of something from my childhood. And if I close my eyes and think about it, there's about an 80% chance or so that my Uncle Ray was there with me. Ray, you dedicated a lot of time and effort and energy into some of the things that we did as kids, and those memories will sit with me for the rest of my life. I'm honored to have you stand with me tomorrow at my wedding. It means a lot to me. All right, I'm going to get through this. You guys sit there with me. Seriously, I got a couple more. Before I met Tara Lynn, I can tell you guys right now the 3 best memories of my life. I remember them like yesterday. I'll go in reverse order. The first was in November of 2009. I was at my friend Rory's farm. The look in my sister Abby's eyes when she looked at me and told me that her and her husband, who I adore, Alex, were having their first child, to me, that said to me, it was something I'll never forget. The second was in January of 2003 when my dad walked my sister up the aisle, Megan. He pulled her veil back over her head. And my sister, as you know how weddings go, the groomsmen stand beside her. Megan just slowly tilted her head back and gave a look to my brother and I think it was her way of saying, you know, kind of subconsciously, hey guys, you were my boys growing up, but now I found somebody that really makes me happy, and that touched my heart, and it's something that I'll never forget. And the third, I'll go back and reiterate those 2 points. Abby and Megan, you guys know by now how much I love you. But one thing I didn't get a chance to tell you enough growing up is how much I look up to you. You guys you're beautiful both inside and out. You're incredible mothers, and your children have brought me a sense of happiness that I never knew existed in this world. I love you too more than anything in this world, and no kid brother deserves to have role models like you guys. They don't. The third memory I have is my favorite one. It was in August of 1984. I was 3 years old. I remember sitting in a floral chair, way bigger than me. I was sitting on my hands, rocking back and forth in anticipation. And all of a sudden, I hear the magic words that every kid wants to hear, or at least every kid that has 2 older sisters wants to hear. I heard, and I looked up to the door, and my dad peeked his head in. It was about like mine, a little salty. And he peeked his head in. He said those 3, 4, 5 magic words. He said, Rye, he's home. Your little brother's home. And to me, in my head, I'm thinking, well, now I've got somebody that I can take care of. I can teach somebody something. I can do all these things for. And then about 7 years later, I had that aha moment that every brother has. It went from I can take care of this kid to I got something to blame. I got someone to blame shit on. I got somebody who's willing to play goalie. Slap shots to the head with no mask. I got somebody I can beat up. If my friends we got somebody that'll play all-time offense who we can tackle. But I'd be remiss if I didn't tell everybody in front of my friends and family here tonight. If you fast forward, and I'm going to save the majority of the things I want to say about my little brother to when he gets married. Josh has since he's become a dear friend of mine. So I want you to know, Josh, thank you for being there for me in some of those days that weren't as comfortable. Thank you for being such a great friend. Thank you for being my best man tomorrow, and thank you for being my brother. I don't know what else to say about that. Couple more, just bear with me. 3 more. My mom. You're like the rock star mom that every kid wants to have. If you guys who are young parents can imagine this, Toe, Nate, some of you guys, think about this. At one point, my mom had a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn. And somehow she managed to show an equal amount of unconditional love to each of those 4 children on any given day. That's amazing to me. My mom has done things for us and fought to keep our family as tight as it is. I could spend all night telling you about how cool it was growing up with the mom that knew everything about how to call owls into the forest and just do all of these cool things. But what I'll tell you is this. I've realized that over the course of this weekend, I'm going to take on a lot of titles. Today, somebody referred to me as Tara Lynn's fiance. Tomorrow, I'm sure people will refer to me as the groom. On Sunday, when I walk out of that inn and drive off with my wife-to-be, I'm going to be a husband. But I want you to know you never have to worry because there's a small place in my heart, and I will always, always be your little boy. I promise you that. I love you. And Dad, it's because of you that I want to be an incredible husband. It's because of the example that you set that I want to be a great father. And it's because of you that I spend every day of my life trying to look out for my family and take care of my friends. Thank you for being a role model to me. Thank you for being my hero growing up. Thank you for teaching me the importance of taking care of your family. And thank you most of all for teaching me how to be a man. Thank you for tonight. I love you to death. Thank you all. I got one more person I got to direct this to, and then I want you guys to watch something. Can you come up here for a second? Woo! Woo! Tara Lynn is like, the fact that she puts up with my shit is beyond me. Tara Lynn is like that perfect mix between like the tomboy but the girly girl that I fell in love with. I mean, I've seen this girl do things that I find sexy that you guys might not. I've seen her kill a pheasant. I've seen her pitch a tent with no stakes. I've seen her right a capsized canoe. I've seen her fish. I've seen her cuss people out. It's amazing to me. I love it. But then also on the flip side, I've seen this caring, sensitive, just genuine girl who goes out of her way to make sure that she takes care of the people around her. I'll tell you a quick story. When I first met Tara Lynn, it's 3 years ago or something like that, about 8 weeks went by, and I said, Tara Lynn, I want you to go away with me for a weekend. I want to go down to Virginia, just up the road from where we are here. I want to show you kind of what I like to do on the weekends. You know, get out in the country, get out in the woods, do boy shit, whatever it is. And she came outside on the second night that we were hanging out, and I had a bonfire outside, just being a boy, poking the fire, you know, nerding around. And she came out to me and she said, you know, Rye, what are you doing? And I said, I'm just thinking, you know. And of course she said, well, what are you thinking about? And I didn't want to say it at the time, but I said, nothing. I just brushed it off and went back to poking the fire. Because I felt uncomfortable 8 weeks into meeting this girl, actually telling her what was really going through my mind. And what was really going through my mind was the fact that I could actually spend the rest of my life with this girl. Like, I'm having so much fun this weekend. Like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Your caring personality, your ability to see the good in people have taught me a lot. This is tough because you know I love you. I care a lot about you, but above everything else that I could even think of to say, you actually inspire me to be a better person every day, and that's not something that anyone's ever been able to do. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I love you. My family loves you. Welcome to our family. Thank you, everybody. I love you all for being here tonight. Watch this video. You'll laugh. Thank you.